Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is Jaylee's Corner. This is a quick update of a story that has really made everyone just be shocked since last week, Thursday. We know there was a fiery crash that happened in LA that was caught on camera. And we just have a little bit more detail. So I just wanted to go into detail about what we know now. But first things first, make sure that you have subscribed to my channel to become a whole JayBird, and. Okay, do not forget to follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, also on Twitter. And y'all know to please like the video, comment in the comment section. Also hit the share button, okay? Now we have Nicole. Nicole Linton, who is 37 years old. She has officially been charged in the horrible crash that happened last week on camera. Now, I'm not going to play the footage, of course, but we saw how her car plowed through a red light, hit numerous cars, and it caused an explosion, and we were just shocked about what happened. Now, she's a traveling nurse from Texas. She was working at a West LA medical center there in LA. And in the crash that caused six deaths, Nicole only suffered a broken foot and a broken wrist from the incident because they said her front end collision airbags protected her from the brunt of any further injuries. That black car is her car, and she only had front end damage to her car, whereas everyone else's car had way more damage. They had way more injuries than she did. Now, there is a couple of pictures of her at the scene that a bystander took, and we do see her on the side in her scrubs. We do see some blood on her arm, a little bit on her leg as well, but that's really it. We can't see much else from this besides she was mainly unharmed in this whole situation. Before, there were so many stories about what could have happened, what did happen, what did not happen. And it's just so weird to actually see her not be hurt at all, considering how bad the crash was to everyone that she hit. Okay. And that is just kind of crazy. Now, she was in court on Monday where the judge had initially had her on a $9 million bail. That's what she was given right after she was released from the hospital. Um, yes, $9 million. Now, once she got into court, the judge denied her bail because she was officially charged and also because they feel like she's a flight risk. You know, she's a traveling nurse and she was already scheduled to go to Hawaii for work after leaving LA before this crash happened. Now, the charges that we see is that she has 6 counts of murder and then 5 counts of vehicular manslaughter because she ran the red light, hit 5 other cars. She's also facing up to 90 years to life in prison. Due to one of the deaths being of an unborn child, that's the only reason why she has 6 counts of murder, but only 5 counts of vehicular manslaughter because you cannot charge someone for an unborn baby with manslaughter. So that's why those reports are how they are. Now, they're saying that she was traveling between 90 to 100 miles per hour, where the speed limit in that area is only 35 miles per hour. And the crash killed Asheray Ryan, who was 8.5 months pregnant, her 11-month-old son, Alonzo, her boyfriend, Reynold Lester. They were all in the same car on their way to a doctor's appointment. A second car that was hit had 2 women in there who both were killed. Now, those 2 women have not been publicly identified. We don't know if their families are aware, but again, because the accident was so bad, they were still trying to figure things out. But those 2 women have not been publicly identified, but they were in a car together. There was also 6 children and 2 other adults who were injured because their cars were also hit in that, but they have not been reported as having any too bad injuries. I think those are minor injuries. Um, so a few more details have come out since the crash has happened. Again, the scene when we saw the explosion was completely insane. Because the car was going so fast, it hit so hard. It looked like a movie, honestly. So I don't think anyone even understood what was going on. And again, we see her outside of her car after it happened. And I do feel like she may be dazed and confused, but that's really it. Now, the one thing I want to say is they were saying, oh, I'm sorry, this is her in court on Monday. We do see the bandage around her arm. We do see her crying in one photo, and the other one she looks more dazed. But that was her in the court. Now, one thing that came out since the accident is that there was no proof that Nicole was under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Now, there's also no factual motive for her running the red light or why she was driving at such a high rate of speed. The police are looking for, however, this woman here because she was the one who talked to the media that day, right after the incident, and she was saying how, oh, well, she had been drinking at the house with us. She was fussing with her boyfriend. And, that's probably the reason she crashed. Well, we now know that's not true because, again, they say there's no proof of her being under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Because, after an accident, they do blood work and all that stuff. So, no one knows why this person was on the news lying. And I said before, when I did my video before, I was like, if what she's saying is true, I think the reason so many people were upset was because a drunk driver. So it's one thing if someone just gets into an accident, that's horrible. But when someone says, oh, they were drinking, they were upset, you get more pissed because you feel like, you were out here being reckless. And that may not be what has happened because, again, they did not find that she was under the influence of any drugs or alcohol. So we don't know why the lady lied. That's horrible. Like, why come on TV just to spin a story that isn't true? And I feel like someone is gonna know this girl. Like someone gonna say, "Oh yeah, that's so and so and so and so," and you would have to then explain why you were adding insult to injury, lying on someone and creating a false narrative about why accident happened. So that's that on that. Now they did say that she's been involved in at least 13 other auto accidents. Yes, Nicole, who caused this deadly accident. There were 13 other auto accidents on her record. Now, only two of those crashes they could find were results of her being rear-ended. We don't know what the other 11 were, but 13 is a lot. That's a lot. Okay. And they also brought up how her lawyer brought up in court that Nicole has a profound history of mental illness in other states. Because again, she's there in LA, her primary residence is in Texas, but again, the lawyer told the judge during her court appearance that she has a profound history of mental illness in other states, but he did not go into detail. He or she did not go into detail about the mental illness. Just saying that there was documented profound medical issues that could have contributed to the crash. People have actually been questioning. First of all, how could someone who has a history, that's a profound history, as the lawyer said, as extensive as Nicole's, was even able to be hired, as an ICU nurse and then be a traveling nurse going to different places. If it's someone who has a very bad history of driving and also some kind of mental situation that is traceable to be a reason as to why this accident could have happened. Like, how did she become a nurse? And we don't know that, okay? Now, again, while being in court, she was very distraught. She also cried. I feel like she looks dazed and confused because a lot has happened. And now that we know she wasn't, high or drunk, and it could be even come to the understanding of what happened. We don't know if she even know what happened. We also don't know what her mental mindset is. So that's also something there. But she did not look like someone who didn't care. And to me, she looks like someone who can't believe that she's in the situation that she's in. So that's hard too. Now, some have said that maybe she is a nurse. I'm sorry, not maybe she is, but because she's a nurse, maybe she could have fallen asleep behind the wheel, you know what I'm saying, from being tired. Because again, at the scene, she was in scrubs. People assume maybe she was getting out of work and she could have been tired. There was a picture showing her hand out the window with a phone, and someone said that maybe she was trying to, wake herself up. And while that's something that could have happened, I think more people are wondering, well, even if that's true, she fell asleep behind the wheel, what can account for how fast she was driving? Why did it seem like she did not attempt to brake for the red lights up on the video? Even though if she did fall asleep and her foot, hit the gas really, really fast, that could be something. But now it's like everyone's trying to make sense of what happened. The police are still looking into getting the information from the car to see, what computerized info they can have to see, did she try to brake and the brakes malfunction? when did she speed up? Like, was she driving fast the whole time? Like, there's so much that no one knows. And all that matters right now is that so many lives were lost and affected by this one accident. The people who were killed, their families, people who were hurt and their family, even the people who witnessed the situation. There was an interview with a woman who said that she saw it happen, and then she saw the pregnant woman and her child that were ejected from the car. Like, so even people who saw what happened has to now live with this situation. So it just goes to show how one incident can affect many different people, and no one knows why. Like, no one knows why she was bleeding. No one knows why she did not break. And I think that's something that a lot of people are wondering what happened. There was a small interview with the sister of the pregnant woman who said they kind of forgive her. And I was like, I would not already. Now, I couldn't do that too fast. But it's a sad situation nonetheless. I think the one thing I want to point out is because I was so aggravated in my prior video because I thought she was a drunk driver. And knowing that she was not a drunk driver, I want to say that's one relief. Because at least it means she wasn't just being foolish enough to be drunk and driving. But now we have to find out, should she have been behind the wheel? If she is having any kind of mental issues, did she have the mental capacity to make sound decisions to be a driver on the road? Because again, we now see all these lives lost and everyone's left to pick up the pieces. So we shall see how the story unfolds, as I'm pretty sure it will keep going and going. Again, I am Jaylee. This is Jaylee's Corner. Do not forget to like the video, comment in the comment section. Also subscribe to my channel. Until next time, y'all, I will talk later. Be safe, be peaceful, and just be careful. Bye.